It is time for We Do Our Research. Here is almost just about everything you need to know about The 10. It was released in the US on August 5th, 2007. This was just 4 days after writer-director David Wain turned 38. Other films that were out around this time, it definitely had its competition across the spectrum as far as comedies go. Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder, The House Bunny, and the very hilarious Philip Gardner's cinematic classic, Angels, Demons, and Freemasons, The True Conspiracy.
The 10 was co-written and directed by David Wain. He also gave us such classics as The State and Stella, Wet Hot American Summer, which my predecessor and co-writer and co-friend and co-worker told you about earlier. He actually directed portions of Dennis Leary's Merry F***ing Christmas special. Another favorite film of mine, Role Models. Wainy Days. You see what he did there with Wainy Days? I mean, if you're a fan of Wain and you haven't seen this series, hey, do yourself a favor. Find it, watch it, do it, friendo.
It's kind of like his version of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Well, we all need a little bit more Larry David in our life. Wanderlust, and don't forget about They Came Together. One of my favorite. Actually, I've seen that in another shot, but I think that's a different film.
This is a parody that was done so well, it was almost an actual genre that it was parodying, like romantic comedy.
Yeah, I love that. Now, Children's Hospital on my favorite show when I became a teenager, before the real anime, Adult Swim. Dave, you want to take the last one?
He recently did the comedy biopic about National Lampoon's media empire, A Futile and Stupid Gesture, which was released on Netflix. And this is most certainly not Wain's first collaboration with co-writer Marino. They also came together to write The State, Role Models, Wainy Days, Wanderlust, and Children's Hospital. Marino also appears in all these projects as well as most of Wain's work. He is, of course, Dr. Glenn, as a goof, Richie, in The 10.
The variety of fantastic music in this film was composed by Craig Worden, who has worked with David Wain dating back to, if I'm not mistaken, 1992 on a short film called Aisle 6. He also worked on The State, as well as the most recent A Futile and Stupid Gesture. And we're not calling it Futile and Stupid, that's just the name of it, guys. Look it up, Google something. And pretty much everything else in between they've pretty much, collaborated with. He also typically appealed... All right, here we go. I see what's going on here. He also typically appears in the films as some kind of musician.
Yes, yes, there it is.
Stumbling towards home.
The budget and income for The 10, according to IMDb, the budget was an estimated $5,250,000. It made just over $121,000 on a limited release during its opening weekend, with the present total worldwide gross of around $785,530. Not a total loss, at least for the filmmakers, I would say. The film was sold to Think Film and City Lights Pictures at Sundance Film Festival for $4.5 million.
The film is The 10. I'll look for it at the Sundance Film Festival. I'm Cameron Bailey.
Better be glad Tommy Lee Jones wasn't on set in his attorneys.
He would have came back.
$15 million worth.
It runs at 1 hour and 36 minutes, and it was filmed in New York City and Mexico in July of 2006. So it was almost a year between wrapping and releasing. Because they're not like a big studio that had it, the theater plan mapped out and ready to go for it. They had to actually take it like an independent filmmaker and sell it. Yeah.
Even with all those names.
Yeah. Wild. Let's move on to Pop Quiz Hot Shot.
That Wildcat behind the wheel. Don't try anything.
There aren't many facts to be found about this movie. So instead of giving you 10 facts about the film, I've decided to point out the most absurd moments that I think need to be appreciated even more. And this movie is full of absurd moments, so here's 10 of them. A really good 10 that stood out to me. Number 10, take 2. When David, another name, D-I-A-A-N.
David's dying.
Dying?
David's dying. I think they're trying to talk to you. What the hell is going on? Take 2.
When David Dion's character appears to make it, When David Dion's character appears to make a mistake during his first take, showing an apartment to Paul Rudd's character, and then takes it back to try his second take, and both takes are used without cutting.
But what do you expect for $850 a month? What you see is what you get. But what do you expect for $850 a month? The International Space Station mere out there over there in Outer space.
Number 9, purple
Hold
stuff.
on, do you think that was truly a mistake, or do you think that was left in? I think it was a mistake.
I think that it was a real actor taking it back and trying it again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was a mistake in the editing or anything like that. It's definitely intentional to leave both takes in.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
The landlord thing was, that really was just an actor who had had a lot of trouble. So we had shot a bunch of different alts, and we were throwing him a lot of different lines to try, and he was really confused and just not even sure what was going on. And so I remember sitting in the edit room with our editor, Eric Kissack, and we kept watching that clip of him screwing up just because it made us laugh so much. And then, of course, at one point, we're like, do we just put that in like it is? And then we did.
I hope so. It's brilliant.
Okay.
Number 9, purple stuff. How the ending of the Jaffe Brothers story, without warning, turns into an upbeat 90s Sunny D commercial.
Like it's like an episode of Step by Step from the 90s or some like that.
Yeah.
What they really did, if you noticed it, they took different strokes to they played in on that. Remember, you know,
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. No, you don't.
They primary colored it.
You're right. There you go.
Number 8, misplaced heartfelt moments. So there's a few really heartfelt moments in the movie, but they all take place between relationships you would never expect them to. So you get a heartfelt breakup between a ventriloquist, Harlan Swallow, and his dummy,
I haven't been happy in a long time.
and a heartfelt breakup between Big Buster and Dr. Ritchie.
You and I have been going through the motions lately. We both know that.
Number 7, disbarred. When Judge Sophia R. Jackson disbars the prosecutor, played by Zach Orth, for no apparent reason.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're disbarred.
Me? Why? What am I gonna do?
And no explanation. Number 6, fighting a puppet. Mather Zickel fights a puppet. Number 5, a puppet. Winona Ryder a puppet. Number 4, the best worst acting. Winona Ryder's many amazing emotional outbursts that just go above and beyond, over the top.
Guess she won't be making the wall.
I will smack you in the face.
I mean, it was great. It was just terrible on purpose. Number 3, I mean, actually, because you see her in Stranger Things, she's pretty much always at that
Level.
11. Number 3, praying? Jason Sudeikis' character, Tony Contiella, being on his knees in the Lord's name in vain story for no reason at all.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh.
No explanation.
Yep.
And he also shows up in his knees the first scene in the hospital. And he gets up off his knees when they cut him. He's on his knees. He gets. Hey, I know what I'm doing here, kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and appreciate that.
Yes.
Number 2, the character names. Here are some character names from the 10. Usually this is where movies drop the ball. They just phone it in when it comes time to put names on their characters, but not these guys. You get
Sheila Contiella.
There's Marty McBride, not McFly. Clovis Handelman. Michael Showalter plays Police Lieutenant Flarn Blurn. A prison guard by the name of Carlos Lopez Gonzalez Banderas. Luffy Levinsky, Barry Noodle, Greg Splenda,
I'm Breen Benson.
So I'm Harlan Swallow.
and of course, Jesus H. Christ.
Harlan Swallow was my favorite, though.
And number 1, the ending. The 10 out of nowhere ends as if you have been watching a school musical production the entire time, and then it goes into music in the credits that practically describe either parts of the film or something that's happening at that moment in the credits when the song is playing to ultra specific detail.
I just want to change one thing about that thing. You wrote everything's factually correct except for 3 words when you say out of nowhere. Anytime we like to reference a movie ending out of nowhere, I think No Country for Old Men should be what we're talking about. All right, really quick before we move on, guys. If you guys didn't notice here, we got on some pretty decent, funky looking wardrobe here. We got the commandments on the chest. Dave, tell them
10 is a hell of a number.
Tell them, pump your chest and pecs and tell them what you got, what's going on with you. Why'd you choose that commandment and tell us about it?
So I chose. We decided to put on our shirts, or at least we did. So I did the commandment that I'm most guilty of, which is putting other gods before. You should put no gods before me, and I put no gods before God. I don't put
Easy
There's
cowboy.
there, no,
Easy
no,
cowboy.
there are no
Easy
gods
cowboy.
at all. I put no gods before God.
Easy
I
cowboy.
definitely put no God before God because I am an atheist. And if I was to put a actual God before the hypothetical God that is written in these commandments, it would be Jesus. All hail.
Well, that's what they won't be looking at it now, because when you said that, they're definitely like, he's fine. He's fine. Well, the reason why I chose my commandment is the hypocrisy.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay. I see what you just did there. Let him finish, which is also erotic in some type of way. So many lines that are erotic in this film. I chose this commandment because, just like the film placated on certain commandments and showed you how, ironic they can be, mine, if you can tell, is thou shalt not kill. I find this ironic that is one of the commandments in the Bible that was given to us by certain people, and those people who gave us this Bible now have people go kill us.
Careful
I wait till when I leave. I got you.
I just wanted to be the white guy so hold on now. You're gonna upset people.
Hey, well, I mean, listen, we're riding the needle now. All right, so with that being said, hey, listen, thou shalt not kill. At least listen to your own man.
All right, so now that we pissed off all the white people and the Christians, let's move on to...
Oh, let's bring them on back. Chick-fil-A's open, guys.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. It's not Sunday.
Anchor, you're getting it all tonight.
And then there are a few Wainiverse connections for fans of David Wain. Will have noticed Matthew. I knew I was going to do that because Mather doesn't make
You
sense.
did write it though, right?
Yeah, but Mather is what it is.
It's
and
Mather.
it's just...
Mather. Just put a little thing between Mather.
Mather Zickel. Now I feel like it is Mather. Mather Zickel would go on to reprise his news reporter character, Louis LaFonda. Look out. In the first season of Newsreaders on Adult Swim. Every member of the state makes an appearance in the 10. The only person who didn't make an in-person cameo was Michael Patrick Jan, so a photo of him is actually held up during the last story.
5, 4,
Tell me later.
3. Behind his own wall.
The thing is, you need to understand my sense of humor.
They're the ones that keep me from slitting my wrists when I wake up in the
Fantasy
morning.
world. You are living in a fantasy world.
Okay.
I think you should call the cops.
I was the entertainment reporter for the local newspaper.
Oh my God.
The king's a beggar.
Are there any more in there, vagina?
And a reporter in the 10 is named Jim Stencil.
And I'm Jim Stansel. Good night.
This is the same name that Janine Garofalo gives to David Hyde Park in Wet Hot American Summer.
I'm so late. I have to go meet Jim Stansel.
Jackpot. Rapton Reynolds. I should have known.
Those are the connections that I had.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.